The competitors look ready.
They say they're ready. They are ready.
Are you guys ready to begin the top 4 of this exciting Tetris matchup today?
Yes.
You didn't say anything, but you sound ready. All right, let's go.
This is your first semifinal. Counting down. 3,
2, 1, Tetris. Joseph building out his left. Trey with a nice clean stack. Does a little trim like a bonsai tree. Making it nice and tidy. Joseph waiting for a line. He's gonna take that double. Getting some inopportune Zs.
Just starting with the drought. It's still going. He's at 25 now.
Yeah, just nothing to be found. Finally at 27. Boom.
First Tetris for Joseph. First
Premier high-level Tetris.
And another one. Because he was built all the way up.
Yeah, he was ready for about 3 there.
Trey with a 19,000 point lead. It's early days. Trey with an 84% Tetris rate.
Let's see if he can sustain that all the way to 29. He's gonna set up the square tuck. Beautiful little square tuck there. Joseph is Tetris ready, clean and efficient and safe. And that's a boom Tetris for Joseph. Boom Tetris for Trey. We haven't seen a lot of simul booms yet. I feel like we're gonna experience those soon.
It is harder to line them up when they don't get the same piece set.
Absolutely. A little bit of digging for Trey. He's gonna set his pace back just a little bit. Boom, Tetris for Joseph. Looking nice and clean. But we are neck and neck. Joseph actually playing a little faster because he played a little higher in the beginning.
Was forced to.
Forced to by RNG.
Trey doing a cerebral burn.
Cerebral burn, still had that Tetris lined up, slammed it home.
It's an even game right now.
Joseph was mysteriously involved in a couple even games during the tournament, and it continues.
He is now ahead with 1 Tetris. Trey, blocks as well, right as the piece came after.
He's getting a lot of lines when he's not ready for him.
I was going to say 26 piece drought.
I love the placement of that T-piece by Trey. Just excellent high IQ play.
Trey, he's awfully high and getting droughted again.
He needs to take that triple.
Boom!
Survival skills by Trey result in a great Tetris. But he's
up 20,000 points. Very close game.
Very close game.
Despite Trey's droughts. Kind of equalizing out Joseph's drought at the beginning.
Absolutely. The parity is so tight that a drought can set you back by a Tetris, and it can linger for several levels.
And another drought for Trey. All right, boom Tetris for Trey.
We have pretty comparable Tetris rates. That's why we're only a Tetris apart.
Pretty much a simul Tetris.
Simul boom-ish. Simul boom adjacent.
Joseph has opened up a 42,000 point lead.
But Trey is ready for a Tetris.
And gets it. 19,000 point difference now. Less than a Tetris between these two players.
Nice,
right now.
careful play from Trey. Not seeing a lot of dirty Tetrises here. The setups are very methodical, and it's showing in a very nice tournament score.
And another drought for Trey.
Trey setting up what I like to call a double well. You can just get Tetris ready with almost any piece.
Simul Tetris.
It's a really, really nice setup.
Boom, boom.
Meanwhile, look at that surplus from Joseph. 4 squares off of a perfect clear build.
Joseph opens it up to about an 80,000 point lead now. quite sure what to do with that Z, so he covers as well with it.
Trey has a nice sloping build, very survivable build. He's been getting burned by droughts, and you can see his builds get cleaner and safer as he gets torched by this RNG.
With that Tetris, Trey closes it to 35,000 points.
35,000. This could be his chance to close the gap here, because Joseph has a little bit of burning to do. We are approaching the transition as well, so both of them are going to want to get their houses in order before they hit 19. But Joseph is clean and still with a lead.
36,000 point lead for Joseph right now.
Any transition in the mid fives in a tournament game is just absolutely wonderful Tetris. He's at a 70% Tetris rate. Let's see if he can continue that aggression. He might need to. Trey is really pouring on the aggression as well.
And Joseph transitions at 557,000 points.
Love the adjustment there to count for the L. It's difficult to do on 18, and to see it done on 19, just incredible to watch.
You can see how the hyper tapping really helps him build out his left side in a way that a DAS player just can't do.
Yep.
Boom, Tetris for Joseph.
Trey getting a feel for the speed. Meanwhile, Joseph is starting to
again
pour on the aggression. Has opened up a 125,000 point lead very early into the transition. Let's see if he kind of pulls it back just a little bit, or he just keeps the pedal to the metal.
He seems to be keeping his pedal to the metal, as you said?
Yes. He's looking for more. He wants more lines. He wants more points. He's up 171,000, and the gap is growing.
Boom, Tetris for Joseph.
This is the Joseph that we saw, that I specifically saw last tournament, just looking out for blood, looking for those high tournament scores, in the zone. Trey still down by 175,000, but with that Tetris closing the gap ever so slightly.
And the Z-spin.
Great Z-spin by Trey. Great Z-spin by Trey. Joseph in a drought, but Trey in a misdrop. But he gets the Tetris, and he's going to be able to possibly clean this out.
Trey trying to dig out his stack right now.
Joseph beyond max out pace, close to an 80% Tetris rate.
On level 24.
On level 24. Safety is not in the playbook right now for Joseph. He wants to close this thing out in dramatic fashion. But Trey is not giving up the ghost. He is playing aggressively. He knows what it's going to take. Now we're going to get to see a hyper tapper dig out of a fatal situation like it's nothing. Like it's nothing.
And boom, Tetris for Joseph. Oh, and Trey
Joseph with that Tetris.
not
Trey.
get that over.
A 700,000 score at level 24 on any other day would be just incredible pace, but
Joseph with that 895, and what was he on, level 24, I want to say? Let's see, so he had similar eyepiece distribution. However, Joseph's were clearly more evenly distributed than Trey's.
yeah, maybe a little more timely. But again, he dealt with 11 total droughts. So I think just that clean building really helped him out there.
Felt like every time I looked at Trey, he had a drop.
Absolutely.
3, 2, 1, Tetris. So it's best of 3 until the finals. So this is still a best of 3 match. High score wins. And Joseph is up 1 game. So this could be it.
This could decide it.
This could be the beginning of a reverse sweep by Trey. Anything can happen. Within reason.
Within reason. I think both players are getting better as this match progresses. Getting more comfortable with the tournament setting. And we're seeing the scoring go higher and higher. Uncharted territory in this tournament was achieved last game. 800,000s. Love seeing it. But that last game is proof positive why it's tough to get a double max out in tournament. Because even if one player is on pace, you got to have both dance cards waiting to be punched for that max out.
Going all the way to the kill streak.
Absolutely.
Boom, slightly dirty Tetris for Joseph. One off the ground.
But he's looking to clean it up. Will we get a center well Tetris? No, he's gonna. Oh, nope. Maybe. No. Decides to transfer as well. Calm and collected.
Boom Tetris for Joseph.
Trey just doing some stack maintenance. Wants to really get in the groove here. Wants to maintain a stable playing field. He has done that, and he will slam down a Tetris. It is neck and neck. A delayed burn set up by Joseph. That's going to be a triple.
The game just wants him to play one off the bottom.
Yeah.
He's trying to get out of it, and it's just like, no, one off the bottom. This is where you live now.
It's so fun to see every game kind of have its own story, whether it be dirty Tetrises or building one off the bottom. You never know what you're going to get with NES Tetris.
He's set up for a T-spin, but then you can't count on getting a T. In Classic Tetris, it's not 7-bag. You don't get a guaranteed roll of all 7 pieces. It's just whatever the game decides to give you.
A lot of people wonder why you don't see more T-spins in NES Tetris. It's a one-piece solve, so you're pretty much line dependent, only with a T. Nothing you can count on.
Still, neck and neck game, a difference. Well, with that Tetris now, Joseph opens it up to 30,000 points.
Going back and forth. I feel like the RNG is a little bit tougher on both sides. We're not seeing the kind of pace that we saw last game. Let's see what happens post-transition.
Nice little tuck from Joseph.
Still very neck and neck. Still loving the left build outs of Joseph, using that hybrid tapping even on 18 to its fullest extent. Getting that left side nice and high.
Trey blocks as well right when the long bar comes.
But he's going to get it open again. Meanwhile, Joseph extends his lead to about 3 Tetrises. We're casually approaching the 100-line mile marker here.
Very casually.
Very casually. We're just under max out pace, but as we saw last game, either player can really turn it on at the transition, where a lot of scoring and a lot of gaps can be closed very quickly with those higher point totals for the higher level Tetrises.
Even though it's the same drop speed from level 19 through level 28, the scoring actually scales up for singles, doubles, triples, and Tetrises. So the higher level you're on, the more points you'll get.
It's important to note that Joseph can use the upper left side of his board as almost a hold chamber for droughts. So he will not feel droughts as much as Trey does if he can fit more pieces to the top left.
Dirty Tetris for Trey.
Yep, one of the first dirty Tetrises we've seen from Trey. Looks like he's on pace for another one here.
Boom Tetris for Joseph. Joseph up about 107,000 points right now.
Trey's about 22 lines from the level 19 transition, so something to keep in mind while he's building these dirty Tetrises.
Boom, dirty Tetris for Trey. Boom, Tetris for Joseph.
Clean, clean. Looking good. Looks like he's going to try to do a middle well, little quaid well Tetris here.
With that last Tetris, Joseph went to a 62% Tetris rate, which is max out.
Max out pace, but more importantly, opens up a 146,000 point lead over Trey. Utilizing, Trey had kind of a middle well set up, but wasn't getting the kind of RNG to slam down Tetrises with, so his pace took a little hit there. Looks like he's going to transition in the high 300s. He's going to rely on the accelerated scoring of the level 19 plus Tetrises to get back in this game. Great decisive building from Joseph. Got a weird Z there, dealt with it nicely. Slammed down a Tetris.
God as well have been just in time
Absolutely.
for that Tetris.
Feels good, man. Now with a 213,000 point lead over Trey. Trey trying to pick his spot to really start slamming on the gas here. Joseph was not Tetris ready, even though it appeared so because he had that defect in his stack. But he will slam down a Tetris.
A hole in your stack will set you back.
It's going to be tough for Trey to get something to the left side there. Anytime you're that high, let's see what he decides to do here. He's still alive. Oh, couldn't get that T over, and that is going to do it.
That is match for Joseph.
Joseph on his way to the qualifier finals with a 2-0 victory over Trey. Excellent play. He's really gaining momentum at the right time.
Trey with a 32% Tetris rate just couldn't quite get in sync with that game.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of rhythm there.
Twice as many droughts as Joseph went through.
Yep.